says in verse 5, in their fright, the women bowed down with their faces to the ground. But the men said to them, why do you look for the living among the dead? See, let me tell you, we too busy thinking about the things that come along with resurrection and Easter. And so we've prettied up this situation. It says, in their fright. This was a scary situation. You think about these women really were placing themselves in harm's way. Because if you were thought to be in cahoots with Jesus, you were on the radar of the Roman Empire, and you just may very well lose your life. But I'm grateful to God that even though it says that they were frightened, they still were willing to confront their fright. And if you're going to snatch your life back, you have to be willing to confront your fright. Let me just be very clear. I do not embrace cliche religion. I don't. I know some people say that they're too blessed to be stressed. I don't believe that. Because I'm a living witness of being blessed and stressed at the same time. How many folk can bear witness in the church? I know it sounds good, but it's a blessing to get up this morning. But it's also stressful when you got more month and less money. How many folk know what I'm talking about? I know some people say if you pray, don't worry. And if you worry, don't pray. Let me just tell you something. I'm in the category that I prayed and worried at the same time. How many folk can tell? How many real folk? I just believe in real folk. How many real folk in church can testify that you've gone to God in prayer, but you've still been worried at the same time? How many folk can testify you praised God, you've shouted, but you came to the altar and you picked up the fear that you wish you could have left? See, folk don't want to be real in church. Sometimes life has a way of presenting us with some very frightening situations. But for some of us, we're going to have to confront the fright. And one of those areas, this ain't going to shout you, but it'll help you. We're going to have to say hello to a friend called change. Ooh. Some of us will never grasp our life back because we won't change. Let me tell you something. Life is full of change. In fact, all you got to do is pick up an iPhone, an Android, and what was the latest this year has already gone out of style. Change is inevitable. And if we do not present ourselves to God, the message of God does not change. But God may want to use us in a different kind of way to accomplish his purposes. But we have to be willing to embrace change. Stop talking about you ain't never done it like that before. That's the reason why you stuck. God is calling for some of us to get on the highway that he's calling us to get on and to stop looking at the old way. Because let me tell you something, if God has told you to change directions, let me tell you what God will do. God will go before you, work out every detail, and the thing that you were so fearful of, God will use that thing to bless you and to take you to your destiny. But unless you are willing to change, unless I am willing to change, we run the risk of getting stuck and finding ourselves in the same place we were in next year. Tell somebody it's all right to change. Tell one more person it's all right to change. Tell one more person it's all right. Think about Venus and Serena Williams. I saw an interview with Serena, and she said, if we were not willing to change, you would have never known about a Venus or a Serena. She said, our daddy, Richard, told us early in our career when we were losing that the reason why we were losing was because we refused to change our serve. And then after we changed our serve, we were still losing because he told us we needed to change our approach to the net. He said we were going in too high and we needed to duck down low. He said, but then he told us we needed to use less force in our backhand and more force in our front hand. He said, because then we could intimidate our opponents. Serena said, when we decided that our daddy did know what he was talking about and we implemented the changes in our life, then we began to win the championships. But it only happened when we made a commitment to change. Let me tell you, some of us are so determined to keep doing it our way, and our daddy is trying to tell us to do it this way. When we follow the Father's instructions, when we do it God's way, God will work things out to his glory, and not only will we be blessed, other folks will be blessed. But you gotta be willing to change and do it daddy's way.